Hello and welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe before leaving. If you already did it, thank you so much. Today is Friday, July 25th, 2025. In today's video, we're going to talk about President Donald Trump signing the executive order mandating cities and states to remove their homeless populations from public areas. This move comes amid growing public pressure over rising street crime, mental health crisis, and visible homelessness. On July 24th, 2025, President Donald Trump issued a major executive order aimed at directing cities and states to remove unhoused individuals from public spaces. The order shifts federal policy toward more forceful interventions, including redirection of resources to treatment centers and expanded civil commitment authority. Federal agencies will now assist states in involuntarily committing homeless individuals with severe mental illness or addiction issues. Trump's administration says the goal is to provide compassionate intervention for those who can no longer help themselves. Federal grants are to be funneled towards states and cities enforcing bans on open drug use, loitering, urban camping, squatting, and tracking homeless registered sex offenders. Cities that fail to enforce laws against public encampments, open drug use, and squatting risk losing federal homelessness and law enforcement grants. In contrast, jurisdictions that adopt Trump's new strategy will receive increased funding for treatment centers and enforcement support. The White House advocates moving homeless individuals into institutional or outpatient treatment facilities before securing stable housing. A departure from the traditional approach of housing, first followed by supportive services. The Department of Health and Human Services will help fund and build federal stabilization centers in partnership with state governments. These centers are designed to house, treat, and potentially rehabilitate unhoused individuals, especially those with chronic mental illness. Officials characterize the policy as a measure to restore public order, citing a record 274,224 individuals experiencing homelessness on a single night during the final year of the previous administration. The order follows months of political campaigning, where Trump repeatedly vowed to clean up our cities and give the streets back to American families. Public frustration has grown as business districts and tourist centers have seen surges in encampments and drug-related incidents. Conservative lawmakers and business owners have long lobbied for a crackdown, while some progressive leaders are torn between enforcing public order and protecting human rights. Supporters' viewpoint. The administration and its allies frame the order as a compassionate yet firm solution, offering treatment and institutional care to those struggling with addiction or severe mental illness, while improving urban safety. Critics' concerns. Advocacy groups, including the National Homelessness Law Center and the National Alliance to End Homelessness, warn the policy criminalizes poverty and mental health issues. They argue it diverts resources from housing solutions and could deepen homelessness rather than solving it. Some are alarmed that the order may override protections established by courts limiting forced commitment. There are also fears that ignoring root causes, such as housing affordability, could exacerbate problems in the long run. Governor Ron DeSantis praised the order, calling it long overdue. Law enforcement unions have welcomed it as a return to law and accountability. Real estate and tourism leaders believe it will revitalize downtown districts and attract investment. The ACLU says it violates civil liberties and may lead to mass detentions without due process. The National Homelessness Law Center warns of forced institutionalization under the guise of treatment. City officials in Los Angeles and Seattle argue that federal overreach won't solve housing shortages or addiction. Some are comparing it to past policies like New York's broken windows policing, or even the Reagan-era deinstitutionalization backlash, which shifted mentally ill patients from facilities to the streets. The administration has given states 90 days to submit compliance plans. Cities must outline how they will identify encampments, redirect individuals into federal or private treatment, and enforce public safety ordinances. Additionally, federal grants to build and operate clean streets recovery hubs are expected to be rolled out in late fall 2025. Finally, President Trump's latest executive action marks a sharp pivot in national homelessness policy, favoring enforcement and institutional treatment over housing-first strategies. While framed as a public safety initiative, the order raises profound questions about civil liberties, compassion, and effectiveness. As federal dollars are realigned toward treatment center directives, the debate is poised to intensify, especially over whether this approach addresses root causes or simply reinforces punitive cycles. What are your thoughts about this matter? I would love to read it in the comments. This decision will impact a lot of people, especially with the massive job layoffs and recent change to the Section 8 housing program. I will keep you all informed on this matter as it develops. And as usual, thank you for visiting Hello Today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.